Christina Triantafillis. I am a case team leader at the Bridgespan Group, which is a nonprofit advisory organization that advises other nonprofits, foundations, on ways to accelerate social change, and we work with a variety of groups across global development, public health, K-12 education, children, youth, and families, and we also share learnings from our individual clients with the rest of the field. And one example of that type of work is Transformative Scale, which is the topic we were discussing today on how to bring successful and evidence-based program and intervention to the masses, to all of the people that could potentially benefit from that program. So there are two ways that we discussed today to achieve transformative scale. The first way is through an organizational pathway, which means that you're working to build and expand on what individual organizations do to achieve scale, and you can do that in a couple of ways by thinking about distributing your model through an existing platform, whether that be a YMCA or community-based organization that really has touch points with numerous folks across multiple geographies. Another example of that is leveraging technology, so taking what that organization does and really using a lighter touch model enabled through technology to reach individuals sort of where they are and with the technology they're engaging with. The second pathway is through field building activities, field building pathways, which actually try and move a field and the actors and stakeholders in that field in a way that actually enables transformative scale. So that happens with interactions with public systems, which could be, thinking about how to influence systems change at the policy level. It can be done through thinking about for-profit models or market-driven approaches to what you do so that you can actually build demand for your service. And another field building approach, which is just kind of new and rooted in behavioral science, is how to shift behavioral attitudes, norms, and people's actions in a way that enable transformational change. There are lots of complexities that arise when you're shifting to a new geography with new customs, new leadership structures, new religious, political, and cultural considerations. And honestly, this is quite a difficult and challenging concept that many organizations wrestle with, and that I think we're just starting to understand more and more what is important to standardize and keep at the core of what you do, and what's necessary to unbundle or remove from a larger constellation of services which might face multiple challenges culturally. So one approach to address cultural differences in different contexts is to think about what is the core element of what I'm doing that's leading to the most impact, and how can I isolate that from the rest of what I do, which might also be important, but might be more practical to bring to other places. So kind of this concept of unbundling might mean, if I know that I'm training school leadership very well, amongst other things, like KIPP is a charter school that's doing this now in the US, how can I take my teacher and principal leadership program and bring that to other communities? The first question to think about when contemplating how to grow and scale, I think, especially for new organizations, is what is it that you seek to achieve and why? So rooted in a strong theory of change, what is your aspiration for growth? How do you define your target population, and how do you envision, in the best case scenario, in 20 years, 100 years, however you want to think about your time horizon, that your program is actually affecting the lives of the people you aim to serve. So that might create a narrower boundary on what you consider scale. If your ultimate aspiration is truly transformative scale that actually aims to solve a problem versus to serve a population in a confined geography, then that opens up a whole other set of questions and considerations along these multiple pathways. So I think the first important question is, what do I want to achieve and why? And being very concrete and confident and thoughtful about that answer will set you up to be more decisive and able to navigate the uncertainties and questions that arise when you actually face the challenge of, wow, there are so many people in need of what I'm doing. How do I make the trade-offs? How do I think about which communities to move to next? How do I think about where to grow and why? I think that's sort of at the center of the first step to think about scale.